Hi, I'm Isa, and my answer to the question, did the Civil War and Reconstruction period create a more perfect union, is no. During the Civil War, we had the North, which was the Union, and the South, which was a Confederacy. The Union fought to preserve itself and to end slavery, while the South fought for their pride and to keep slavery intact. Here are some percentage differences of the Union and Confederate resources. In the end, it was a Union victory. The Union was very successful through things like the Anaconda Plan and the three turning points of the war: the Battle of Antietam, Gettysburg, and Vicksburg. The war, the United States went into the Reconstruction period. Now, this was from 1863 to 1877, and it was the attempt to readdress the inequities of slavery and its political, social, and economic legacy, and to try and solve the problems that they had before and during the Civil War. One of the first acts that were passed was the Emancipation Proclamation. This act declared that all slaves that lived in the Confederate States at that time were now set free, excluding any of the border state slaves. The Emancipation Proclamation later evolved to the 13th Amendment, which abolished slavery entirely. The 14th Amendment was then passed, declaring that any persons born in the United States was automatically a citizen. Now, this was excluding Native Americans at the time. The Freedmen's Bureau was also created to help newly freed African Americans adapt to their new lives. After President Lincoln was assassinated, Andrew Johnson took his place. During Johnson's presidency, the Reconstruction period then went downhill with the rise of the KKK and Black Code laws in the South, which the president neglected to take action towards. Now, the KKK, or the Ku Klux Klan, was a white supremacist group created in the late 1800s during the Reconstruction period. This group actively destroyed property and murdered those of African American descent or those who supported equal rights. Black codes, also known as the Jim Crow laws, were more common in the South. These laws restricted African Americans' freedoms and compelled them to work for low wages. They also gave permission to discriminate and segregate against African Americans. Also, during this time, lynchings became a thing and murdered thousands of African Americans for no reason at all. Now, to sum it up, the Reconstruction period did not create a better union, because if it did, we wouldn't have the problems like the KKK, the lynchings, or the Black Codes, or discriminations against any person of color. Thank you.